Hello everybody, I'm James Ever of The Good, The Meh, and The Ugly. Here's my spoiler for review of The Fall Guy. This film follows a battle-scarred stuntman named Colt Seavers when he springs back into action after the star of his ex-girlfriend's first major movie suddenly goes missing. My overall thoughts of this movie was, it's a really fun time. There are great moments throughout the entire movie. The cast members are all doing really great here. And I think it's just a great time. Now here is the good. What I really enjoyed about the movie, what I thought was done superbly. I think this movie has a fantastic cast. I think each and every cast member brings their own nuance to the table for the movie. Any cast member you could pick up from the movie and they could have a great performance by just dissecting it. But I think the two best performances in the movie are Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. I think those two could carry the movie on their back. And I think sometimes they do. I think they have such great dynamics with each other. I think throughout the entire movie, with any character they work with, it's just really fun and really funny. Another standout is Winston Duke. Even though he's not in the movie for too long, he has a nice dynamic with Ryan Gosling. I just think I wish he was in it longer, but I can't complain too much. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson's also really funny. He's not in it, again, for too long, but he adds a whole other aspect to the movie, and I think he's really funny. It's simply having a good time with itself. I think when it comes to the great humor, the nice romance throughout the entire movie, and I think some of the great action in the movie all combine into just a really great experience. You can tell the cast is having a great time. That translates into you having a great time and it elevating your experience. Now I move on to the meh. That was just okay, nothing too great, nothing too awful. One of the more disappointing aspects of the movie, or lackluster moments, is the action. Even though this is an action movie, a lot of it's more just a rom-com or just simply a comedy. And if there's only so many action scenes, you want all of them to be hit after hit after hit after hit, and just really great. And I think a lot of them are pretty great. I think a lot of them are well shot, have great choreography. Even if they are doing practical effects, even if some of these scenes are real, they are overshadowed by a special effects overcoat, which could be there to make it, of course, look better, but I'd like them to maybe lightly more apply it, instead of having certain scenes be visual effects, visual effects, visual effects, and a little bit of practical stunt work. I think they should let the stunt work speak for itself, since the movie is so heavily praising stuntmen. The runtime is a little long, I think. Even though it's only about 2 hours and 10 minutes, which for a movie nowadays really is not that long, it goes on for a while. Even though some scenes may be a minute or 2 minutes long, they feel like 4 or 5 minutes, because the editing, it's choppy, and sometimes when you go after a really fast-moving action scene, and then you just see two people talking, it's slow. They cut back to one person, and it's slow moving. And as a whole, if you could cut out some scenes, if you could make the editing tighter, it'd make the movie a lot better, I think. But now I move on to the ugly. What I did not like about the movie, what I thought they could have really worked on, and I think what was the major pitfall of the movie. The plot is very messy in here. I think if you have in the first 2 acts a nice kind of almost rom-com with a little bit of action sprinkled in the first 2 acts, the story isn't too noticeable, the plot isn't too horrendous, but then you move on to the 3rd act. And even though there are some great action scenes and moments in the 3rd act, as a whole, when you solve the mystery at the very end of the 2nd act, it kicks straight into overdrive. They have new characters, new aspects, new developments. If they, as a whole, shorten it a little bit, cut down some of the action, maybe took away involving the mystery so much, they would have had time to resolve some stories, give characters their full arcs. It would have made the film as a whole more fulfilling, and the ending a lot better, I think. But again, I think the movie is a great time. If you just want to sit back and just watch a really fun movie, I think you should go see The Fall Guy. I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching The Good, The Meh, and The Ugly. Bye-bye.